To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. Living a life without any real meaning to it, without any goal or purpose, is not only dull and boring, but it is miserable. But we should understand that such a life should not be. If we really understand who we are, what the purpose is for our being here, and where we are going, life will become very exciting indeed. What is our purpose? What we are becoming as a person needs to be our number one priority. It is more important than what we are accomplishing, because if we have the proper character, we will accomplish God's will for our lives. And let us remember that heaven is not our goal, it is our destiny. Our goal is to become more like Jesus. If you seek your purpose from the perspective of time rather than the perspective of eternity, life will be flat. It will lack meaning because God has set eternity in your heart. You were made for eternity. If what you are doing is focused solely on temporal results and not also on eternal results, you will be dissatisfied simply because your soul is not temporal. Without God, life has no purpose. And without purpose, life has no meaning. Without meaning, life has no significance and hope. Part of the process of fulfilling your purpose is becoming aware of the things you can't change that limit you, so that you can direct your attention toward the things you can maximize to increase your capacity. While we are still living, do what's best to seek to our purpose. You are designed for a wonderful purpose. The most important thing about a man is not what he says and does, but what his heart conceives God to be like. And what is the purpose of life? That's the whole story. Here now is my final conclusion: fear God and obey His commands, for this is everyone's duty. That's our duty while we are still alive. And yet ourselves is our greatest enemy, our emotions, maybe degree and more. But it is not designed by God for us to have higher degree. In fact, even the people in the Bible, God isn't pleased with their abilities or ideas, but how they are obeying God. The purpose of my life is to know God and hear His voice so I can live a life of servanthood and obedience. Then I will be a God-defined person and a non-anxious presence in every situation.